I'm live. Okay. First time live. Not to think about it, just to do it. That is my guidance. And I'm completely now giving over to higher self for this soul streaming session to bring through soul cultivation, healing vibrations, transformational healing vibrations, and code. Kia ora, kia ora, kia ora, kia ora. Nahandar junto, hieshtana ivi. Debra ahyatak na urhuta yashti. Debri I hand karah maktu uru hyatana na 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 na. Jeva, Jeva, nuhur uknayata. Nurhanaktivi ibi narhanakyatashtanu uvu. Narbakta ashtini darahnu. De ibi narahukututututututututu. Norlu ta narmaknivi iabarahanakyatashtu. Dorhumayatia. Deva eva moru ukna arahnakia tatata. Jorlo umhan arhite. Jeve ibi narah rohoto chostokto unni darahmakti ibi. Dea dea na arhataktu urukia tananananananana. It is anchoring back into our core being. Julana Rachnia Taramuturuul, the true platform, which is alive and conscious, which is who we are. We are pulling ourselves, we are reeling ourselves back in from an artificial, illusory platform of anchoring ourselves in an illusory self, and we are reeling it back into our soul. And this is the mind, and it pulls the energies, it has been pulling the energies out to live from like an avatar being, but the avatar in the sense of the game, in the gamings, like um, a substitute, a substitutional self. Let's return to our true selves. Return to our true selves, and we are still on wobbly feet showing our true selves out there because we are so used to um, acting through in certain ways, and this is like a whole suit that we have been wearing of conditioning and that we have been acting through, and this is what we are used to. This is the framework. So when we share ourselves raw and naked from our soul, there is still in the beginnings Nuhurriata shtia daru unni armakiatanu jolu urhana tatatata. Jevra makta ari iatonno uru utututu. Jevi imhar ekiatanu ur uktututu. Darvahan ur uktututu. Jivni imhar nkna an ur uhapakiatashturu. Jivra ar akiatashtur ulhan ar iatakiatashtini. Nyur ulhan or ukuto. Jil ulhan or ukuto toshtunu ur uhuta shashatana. Jivra ar akyatanu ur ukya. They're proud of me. Daran mahat or ulhan ar yato to 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 to. Jorlo har iyata ta 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 ta. Jevla ar ulhan ar yata. It is open heart sharing. It is this coming through the heart, and you know, yes, there is anxiety still in me. And that is perfectly fine. It can be there. Oro adiaru iu iru iu Nidu sonorhoniu Nia sane haru hohu hohu hano iu di daroru manaria da 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 Jiuzuru ia sanuru tia daru mea danu shea shea she tikatoru atata ya shiatoro umahan ariata kata ta 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 me sanaru ua kia daru Ay, 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 Na 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 This is actually opening a portal right now. No, it's like it's opening a portal. It's cutting through all the old conditioning. I have never done this before live. Juro lanaru hanakiatano joro nayeta io der nayato just to allow the flow, allow the flow. Yes, yes, you can do this with me. Uru anada iasa yauakata ni adua na iasanu nuru. Opening a space together into, it is a space of authenticity, of immediacy, of rawness of soul. Rawness of soul. Finally, the soul has a place to express, raw as it is. Although I still feel the restrictions, you know, there are neighbors, and yes, and they're still within me, of course, because it's the first time, you know, not 100% liberated, not 100% feeling free to express, but these are the beginnings, and that is the beauty. No one is, no, you know, it's just, these are the deaths. Yeah, I'm doing it. And it is showing me that, it is it's not a big deal. It is not a big deal. Yes, and it's okay that there is still the conditioning within me of a fear of showing myself in this way. That is so immediate and raw. Yes, so this is very healing, and I thank you. Yo soru yo solo Yesuru kita Naurai Tai Tuhan nevrene tu Meki asuntara Jebi akutisa Navramaya Tebi San. Oh, soon allow your mind to be still by the cold of my voice that's streaming through. Nuru I feel whale energy coming in for some reason. Chorluhutana. The mind will not understand this, so this is just an immediate flow. Jorluhutana sapurle. Yeah, whale energy. Oh, my beloveds. Isano. Oh, okay, so well. It is the heart. It is it is the big heart of the earth, the whale song. Ruah sunariatano. It is the heart of our Mother Earth. Ru sanwara kuchnara hiatashtini. Dorluhna kiataru makatani dor ulana kiatashtanu. Jubra anni dorluhuta yashti. Nabra ivi da arrahutushtunu. Before I turned on the live, I did the tuning in, and I asked for highest self to come through with the transformational healing codes for right now to be shared. Naya Santolo Nayana Kiatana Sulumit Ewao. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, 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 Sharhna yusutno yashtiaru kianaru turu 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 turu. Now there's bird energy coming through. See, this is the soul of the earth. The animals. And they carry medicine for us. I have to be careful of the neighbors because I can't get too carried away here. Noru tanu shataye diatarisa nuru. And we can do it more quiet, and then maybe I won't be so self-conscious too. And I'll just move the microphone a little bit closer. Mm. Ai sia la naria diakanusu. Yes, so now I'm feeling with the opening, as I said before, we're opening a portal here. With the opening, I'm feeling, bringing it, it's bringing through soul, it's bringing through soul of earth and opening a portal. And it's all that the conditioned mind holds certain codes. When we cut through that, and we start to flow through into like a different realm. Yes, a different realm. And it is the realm of our true immediate being. It's not that in this realm we don't, I mean, the speaking is still the bridge. At some point it will, we won't need it. But the communication, the sharing, it will happen differently. If you notice in dreams, we don't talk that much. It's not all talking. It's like things are just, a lot of it is known. There is talking, but less, much less. Children, they don't talk that much. They learn how to talk uh, to the degree that their parents talk to them. But initially, they don't talk that much. Morlochia, saya, ya, 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 ya. Because they wouldn't necessarily have to learn about their world through speaking. That is the I was going to say the old platform. That is the platform we have here. Nurluhyatana desuvia turluha mayeshunu tuvamate shunu kurlamutia senya sautia nurluhnei shunu nurluhnei shunu Nabrahama Tahana Nurluhmeishun Nurluhmeishun Narlahanu Tabasai Isai Naru Nasanai Muartakakushana Debresena Debresana Nurlaha Nurlaha. The more we share, and it doesn't have to be, it can look in many ways, but we share not from not from any framework, but immediate and raw from our hearts, wide open, from our hearts wide open. And this can even be, you know, stillness, absolutely stillness, and we share it into the ethers. Ooh, yes, and 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 Nuru yasan, Nuru yasan, Nuru yasan, Nuru yasan, Nuru yasan. Nuya-san, 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 Nuya-san. Oh my God, I hope this isn't too loud. Yasan, 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 yasan. Yeya tahanuru uhnaya pitikyatanu. Jorlohnaya vara Dorlu yashtanu urlh yakyatatata. Jovara ishtia norlukiatanu. Jovaya makiashtia no lukiatanu. Jobakiatanu urlahitivi. Nukia paktanu jorlahyakti ivi. Nurlahyakti ivi. Jebra anu yakti ivi. Jebra anu yakti ivi. Nukiatanu jorlo urihatakiatanu. Jorlo urihitikiatanu. We are way in the beginning, but it is the beginnings of a new way of being, of a new way of life that is coming through us. It's like it's coming through our hearts and it's breaking apart our shell, that old shell, that conditioned way of being that was it was taken unconsciously, but it was artificial. It was definitely artificial. It was, I mean, we entered into a dream that was artificial, and that allowed us, however, to experience ourselves in a way that was very different, very, very, very different from our true selves, our true selves. It allowed us to experience us in a completely, like, as completely different beings. Um, yes. And playing many roles and experiencing many, many different perspectives. And it created a lot of experience, a lot of, it created a lot of perspectives. It created a lot of facets on the diamond, on that rough. Well, it wasn't a rough stone, that's for sure, but new window panes, new perspectives onto the one. Yes, it created new mind paradigms, new worlds. Yes, new realities. And as we are coming back to ourselves, back into our true beings, We are not coming back to the way we were. We will remember ourselves, however, not the way that we were. We have we have become also way more faceted, way more expanded. So we have become different in a sense, also at the same time as in our core, we never change. This is tuning into the new grid and creating the new grid. Bringing our light and energy to the new grid. The next dimension, not in sequence, but the dimension that we are opening into, we are ascending into, Ascending because it is a higher frequency, because it is flowing through and from the heart into the world. Sometimes words just utterly fail. Yeah, especially when there's no thinking, and when it's the first time. Yeah. The new grid is very peaceful, and there is no fear. That is the main contrast difference, is that there is no fear. And that everyone can relax into their true being and allow their true being to unfold and be expressed. So to unlearn all the conditioning, and the new grid is so lovingly supporting that. And the other, what the notion was to go live today for the first time was that even it doesn't matter whether someone is watching it now or not. Last time I checked, that no one was on live, but there is a difference to live or when I record, because it has to do with the yes. So there was the notion to open up the space immediately, like in the immediacy, open it up for others, whether anyone comes or not. It's like it's open, this space now to be shared in, in the same time. It's open to be shared. And there was the clear notion that this wanted to happen, that it is, I want to say and I don't want to say, that it is time to, um, I'm not saying this to anyone else, but it still is the time that we are coming together. So when I say it's time to come together, it's time to gather, it means um, not, okay, so you must do this now or so. Of course not. That's not what it means. It means that's the quality of the time now. Is the quality of the time now, and it is what we are, we're being drawn together. We're being drawn to gather in this way, in this, from the heart, from our raw, immediate authenticity. And it is not anymore, even though all of this, all of this skin, all of this conditioning will still be, part of our skin. And even though it may be still it may already be kind of hanging off in shreds or so, as that skin is shedding and the new skin has formed underneath or is forming underneath, that we are still used to. Um, performing or acting in certain ways, um, that have been adapted, from when we were coming into the world and growing up, to adapt ourselves into the system and how to be with others, and yeah, to feel comfortable enough to be yourself. And of course, the in order to be comfortable to be with others, um, be free. There, we must be free of judging ourselves, or of judgment that we have towards ourselves within ourselves. And this will, of course, come up. This has to come up, and this is a side effect of this process, is that it comes up in order for us to be able to shed it. And this is how the shedding happens: is it comes up, and there's that feeling of it, that there it is, there it is, so that we can give it space and sit with it. Because as soon as we go into judgment, it's like we boom, we latch back onto the old grid. We're out of that frequency. Yeah. Or same thing. Judge ourselves or judge others. It's a completely different, it's coming from a different mind. The energy flows different. It's not from the heart. It's not from the true being. It doesn't see the truth of life yet. But this is unearthed and seen so um, fast, and ever faster and clearer, the more we take the time to be with our soul, the soul stream, to let our soul guide us. The silence is streaming into the new grid, into the new realm. We are creating with our consciousness and our energies collectively. Hmm. That is quite amazing. We can tune our minds together, not the thinking conditioned minds, the open to soul flow minds. That how it is, what is speaking, the words that is using the mind. It is the mind is being used as a tool, but nothing is coming from the mind. It's just coming through. In a sense, it could also be a mind, but it's not the conditioned mind. It's the higher mind. I don't know. It's coming from. It really feels like it's coming through the heart. Intuitive, yes, it's intuitive. So that's why it's called soul streaming, or I call it that. This is allowing ourselves to abide in this new space, these new frequencies, cultivating that so we can hold these frequencies in our body, bring them, embody them, bring them in. And as we stream our energies through our focus, it's a focused attention in the arms of surrender. It is surrendered, the mind is surrendered, and it just flows. And the attention was, or intention, which is the attention, also was set in the beginning, and then it just has a life of its own. But it's not the mind thinking, and it is very still. And as the mind is open, the heart is open, and the energies that are flowing through, how should I say, they are flowing into this world, but they are flowing into mm, the new world. And so we are, when we are sitting in this space, holding it, we are pulling our energies off of the, it happens in our consciousness, it happens in our minds, and it happens in the energetic structure of it as well, that we are pulling our energies away from the old conditioned grid, the artificial also grid that was coming from inverted, and it's taking the bridge. And this is now again the analytical mind coming in, because wait a minute, there's still organic 3D and 4D before we get to 5. But that's not helpful right now to go into the analytical mind, because I'm just sharing what I'm seeing and feeling, seeing in a sense, not clearly like in front of my eyes, but I'm getting that. I'm getting it. I'm getting that impression or sense. And so I see it in my imagination, um, although I don't see any objects or so. Yeah, I see it as an understanding. Mm. So as I am sitting here, for example, what I'm seeing is that it's like this space that opened up, and it's vast darkness, but there are little lights, filigrane lights that are connected with light streams, and there, and it's the new grid. And I'm sitting here streaming my silence into the space, which is also my energy that is neutral, that is co-creating this space, that is making it more tangible, embodying it, bringing it more in to reality. And I'm like, I feel like or this is the sense I'm getting. It's so hard sometimes to put it into words because, hey, I mean, the conditioned mind is there, like, what the heck? It doesn't get it. It's just rolling its eyes, like, but I'm not paying attention to that. I'm not even, it's like not even really happening. Only if, I can just see how if I were to go into that. It's very ready to judge this, yes, but mm, mm-mm. This has already become so much stronger. Yeah, absolutely. It is like so strong peace, peace, and this flow through the heart, this immediate presence flowing through this stilled mind. I have a very hard time to just sit and still my mind, but this will do it. And so I'm bringing my light into the new earth, and I'm thereby, also the new grid, and I'm thereby bringing also that energy of the new grid that our whole collective is co creating into my space in the here and now, into my world, making it more real, making it more accessible and tangible. The more time I spend in this space, it's not just a mindset. It's not just the mind that is still, it opens up a space. And this is part of the embodying of the soul becoming fully embodied. Mm, that's really powerful and beautiful. Yeah, that this is actually happening now. It's actually happening, I mean, all over the world, collectively. Mm. And it doesn't matter what language they have or how they see it. I was listening before to a group of Christian um, people, very, very religious, beautiful singing, beautiful coming together, singing so from the heart. And they may have it completely, and I just got it. I just got it. I saw it. I felt it. Best thing to say is I got it. Um, they may have a completely different perspective and outlook and story and history, than what is here than I have. It doesn't matter because the soul is the soul and it streams through the heart. And their singing was absolutely coming from the heart and their love and their belief. It's like totally authentic to them. Their belief is, of course, real. Okay, I'm not saying it the way it's hard with words right now. But what I mean is, it doesn't matter. Like how we word things, how our perspective is. What matters is how open our hearts are. Yeah. Mm. And soul is streaming through, and that's creating the new grid. It's the soul, our souls. That's the light, divinity, the divine light. And it's divine because well, light is divine. There is only one light. Um, but what makes it divine is that it knows itself as itself. It knows itself, its true self. And the truth of ourselves is that we're not disconnected from God, that we are a fractal of God, always a part of all that is, always this one light, one in the heart. And as these Christians that I was tuning into before, there are many, many, many other groups with different colors and patterns and languages and cultures and all of this. And they will sound very different, but they're right there, and their souls are right there, co-creating the new grid with us. In fact, everyone will find their own path and way to embody their soul, and it will look different for everyone as they embody their soul. But the one thing that we all have in common, that is all the same, is what really matters, because everything else is shape and color and size, and um, but what really matters and what is the same is the opening of the heart. And in that, we can all come together. We can meet with anyone, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And that is what this new grid is also. We can finally relax and be ourselves, and also find out what that looks like and what that is, what that's like to be ourselves. We can finally shed those old skins. That has become very much too tight, very much too tight, very uncomfortable. And every person, no matter, what their life circumstances, can spend time in this energy, in this new grid energy, in this new earth energy, can spend time with their soul, whichever way that looks like. It may be, um, yeah, playing with playing, doing something, just doing something that is coming from the heart. And this is not something to distract. This is not something where we tune out. This is where we tune in. This is like when we're in the zone, you know. For many people, it's art, some kind of an art form. It's when the mind is still and when we're in our hearts. And when we really perceive our environment, and when we are in the vibration of appreciation and gratitude for just being alive, just being here, just this presence. And there's not an appreciation or gratitude in the sense of for another or for something. It's just that's the feeling that we come to when we have melted into our hearts, reintegrated, brought back home those parts of us that have been lying in separation, fractioned fractions of us, fractioned off, pushed away. When we bring those back to us by allowing ourselves to feel that pain and that separation and that anxiety and all those uncomfortable, painful, unpleasant emotions, by allowing ourselves to really be with them. And when we come out the other side, and it always goes in spirals, it's like not all at once, bit by bit, never more than we can handle. So when we've reintegrated the next piece of our fractal, we come out the other side, what is in our hearts is this expansion and peace, and we feel gratitude, and that's because we have regained another part of ourselves, and we have come closer to ourselves. And from that place of the sense of separation and painfulness, coming back home to ourselves, that feels like gratitude. That is the gratitude. Yes, yes, yes. And when that happens, this deep sigh just happens, it's like always that the soul is giving the full confirmation. Yeah. It's like, ah, she got it or something. I'm just going to say it like that. Yeah. That's how I see it. Like, oh, okay. Yes, you got it. You got it. Okay. I think I'm going to have to stop now. Ooh, because I'm getting a bit queasy. It was fun. It was nice. It was different to go live. And the interesting thing is that the sharing is a little bit different than recording. Um, whether anyone has or is tuning in now live, or whether you're watching this later, it really doesn't matter. There's a lot of yes, there's a difference, but what I'm saying is there is a lot of energy here right now. There is a lot of like presence energy, and this is all streaming through. It is streaming into the ethers, into you know the broadcast, into the net. And these are vibrations. That's exactly what I asked, what I had the intention. And anyways, that's why I share anyways. And these codes are transmitted. All right, this is what is happening here. This is just not just happening here. There's not just this perspective, limited perspective right here, experiencing this. Even though maybe not in this moment, there is perhaps not someone watching, but when you watch this, you're sharing in the field. You're tuning in, you're sharing in the field. And well, maybe that's why this energy is so huge. If you cannot feel this in your body, also, it doesn't matter if something is like attracting you, pulling you to tune in here. This is happening. And you are adding your energy also into this field. It is like you are receiving the inspiration that is coming through me to, um, it's not even two, it's just this, as I said, we're opening a portal here, and entering into the new earth and co co-creating, connecting to the new grid. And as you're tuning in, this is, if you're resonating here, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. And it is opening that space, bringing it in, cultivating it, feeding it, making it more and more real and tangible in our daily lives as we are still walking through the remnants and the leftovers and what is still looking like the old world. No, good or mango, no or wapaketa, mang au dotorwati, jiramaru, mo baketa, an or Nia ta 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 kut urr pat man kut chocho kata ta mana ke ta 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 ke ta 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 dar kata ta 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 ta. This is really cool. I because I can feel the potential of what we're doing here. Ah, yeah. All right. I don't want to get more. I don't want to open more because it's time for me to. We'll definitely be back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Because it's getting late and I have to be quiet now. So, I have to be, yeah. Yes, because of the neighbors. And there's one thing, if it takes me and then I can't, I have to like limit myself and I can't do what wants to come through and happen. That's not so, yeah, that's not so great. So Norla, 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 Yoro, Hutahyata, Norla, Bagyatan, Urliatan, Nudu, Yora, Mai, Yeshana, Mai, Orla, Namai, Wohatata, it's like, whoa, I'm starting to go deeper and it's coming through more. Hey guys. Ah, ta 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 shoo. Tarra, ta 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 shoo. Okay, I really want to get into this, but I can't because I have to go quiet. We can't get started now. So next time we'll start earlier. And oh, I don't really want to stop. Kara, 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 kara. Norla. Okay, I'm going to open my eyes now and see if anyone has. Oh, I would feel it. Do I think anyone has tuned in into my live? No. And that is very kind. That is very loving. It's a very, very gentle, gentle beginning for me in my first live. Yes, zero. Okay, good. So, wow. See, because it's showing me it's not that big of a deal. You can do it. Because the thing is, when I get self-conscious, and when there's too much fear, when my heart starts beating, um, what is it? It's the self. It's the conditioning, of being seen and yeah, see, yeah. I'm just gonna say, just being seen, but then also live. You don't like standing on stage, basically, and then. It's like sand in the machinery, and then I cannot flow. And this is all about the, unobstructed flow, the immediate flow. And yeah, that's why I was also very, very hesitant to do a live. But then at some point, well, at some point recently, my higher self, it just came through. It's like, well, pretty soon it's gonna be time for you to go live. This is tuned to the heart chakra. Namaste.